World. This is your Prasanna Ma'am from NEET World. So yes, in our previous session we have completed the chapter biological classification, and today we are beginning with plant kingdom. Okay. So biological classification, we will exercise few set of questionnaire which include statement based, match the following and previous year questions, and then we will move on to the plant kingdom. From plant kingdom, today we will exercise systems of classification of plant kingdom, okay, and taxonomy. 3 taxonomies are there, and then we are going to learn the kingdom, the class algae, okay, the division algae under the plant kingdom. Okay. So now first question from our questionnaire session, try to answer this. Select the incorrect match. This is from the examples of 4 different classes of fungi. Yeah, Phycomycetes examples include Rhizopus, Albugo, Mucor. Basidiomycetes examples? Revise. Refer. I asked you Basidiomycetes. Agaricus, Puccinia, Eustylago, Lycoperdon, Polyporus. Ascomycetes examples include Aspergillus, Claviceps, Penicillium, Neurospora, Morels and Truffles, Yeast, Morels and Truffles, yeast. Okay. So here what is incorrect statement ma? Option A. Morels and Truffles belongs to Ascomycetes. Question 2. Incorrect match from examples again. Easy. Good. What is incorrect over here? Deuteromycetes includes what? Good. Coletotrichum, Alternaria, Trichoderma. So what is a Eustylago? Doesn't belongs to this. Eustylago belongs to Basidiomycetes. Okay. So option 4 is the right answer here. Next question ma? Mismatched pair. From the discoveries of viruses. Then who coined the term virus? We have discussed about 3 scientists, right beta? First is what? Dmitry Ivanovsky, who discovered virus, and he named virus as venom or poisonous fluid, and he has taken that infectious fluid from tobacco mosaic plant which is infected, okay, and he has observed that that fluid has passed through bacterial filter paper, that is infectious agents are passing through bacterial filter paper is his observation. So yes, he coined the term virus. And after that M.W. Beijering, what did he do? M.W. Beijering, yes, where the infectious fluid has transmitted the disease to the healthy plant, okay, that is contagium vivum fluidum, and then virus is being crystallized by W.M. Stanley. So the answer will be option D. As simple as it is. This question you look into, very simple question. Good evening Abdul, listen the class and answer questions beta. Phycomycetes is Deuteromycetes fungi imperfecti, okay. Good. Asco. Good. Tell me the right answer. Option A. Good. This question. A4. Edible delicacies, morels and truffles, okay. Experiment. No. Hold on. Hello. Think and say. Neurospora crassa. Neurospora is the example under which class of fungi? Ascomycetes, right?
The genetic work.
Yeah.
Genetic works.
Next, antibiotics, penicillium and streptococcus. Okay, this produces penicillin, streptomycin. And rust and smut diseases? Yeah, Puccinia causes rust disease, Ustilago causes smut disease. Tell me the right answer.
C option.
Option C? Yes, option C is the right answer. Very good. Next question, beta. On the examples, I already told you, you will get the questions on examples from core botany chapters.
Monera, Bacillus, Nostoc.
Yeah, Monera,
Bacillus.
Bacillus and Nostoc. Nostoc belongs to blue-green algae, that is cyanobacteria. Protista?
Protista. But fungi is mucor and these four.
I asked you for Protista. Think and say. Good. Euglena and Trypanosoma. Euglena under euglenoids of plant-like protists. Trypanosoma comes under protozoans, which are flagellated protists. Very good, Abdul. Abdul has already answered. Fungi?
Mucor and penicillium.
Mucor and penicillium. Good. Plantae?
Felis and Panthera. Sorry, animal is Felis and Panthera. Plant is Cuscus and Solanum.
Think and say. Don't say whatever comes to your mouth. Okay, what is the right answer?
Option C.
Yeah, good. Next.
Plant virus, tobacco mosaic is plant virus.
Good.
Smallpox is animal virus.
Good.
Viroid is potato spindle tube.
First tell me, viroid is abnormally folded protein or RNA without any protein code?
RNA without any protein.
Good. It is discovered by Theodiner. Next, prions, mad cow disease. What is its analogous variant in human beings?
Jacob, CR Jacob.
CR Jacob disease. Tell me what's the right answer?
B1, A4, A.
Good. Good, Abdul. Continue, ma. In the following table, one example and one specific characteristic of the group is given. Select the correct option. Correct combination. Combination, you have to see 3 of them. Phycomycetes characteristic. Does it has dikaryotic hyphae? You tell me. Does it has dikaryotic hyphae? Dikaryon you will see only in Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes. We can eliminate this, right? Yeah. Phycomycetes mucor, it is aseptate mycelium, sinusitic condition. Right combination only, no? Ascomycetes, what but? Ascomycetes penicillium, it is not aseptate, it is septate and branched type of mycelium. So you can eliminate this also. And then Basidiomycetes agaricus, mycelium is branched and septate. So here what will be the right options? 2 and 4. 2 and 4. That is option B will be the right answer. Okay. Next. Look into the question properly and answer. Chief producers in the oceans, diatoms. Yeah, dinoflagellate example you tell me. Dinoflagellate example which causes red tides in the Red Sea. Something starts with G. Goniolox. Mixotrophic. Plasmodium. Tell me what is the right answer? Option A. Good. Next question. Golden algae, desmites. Malarial parasite, plasmodium. Good. Sleeping sickness, trypanosoma. It is trypanosoma. Okay. Saprophytic protists, slime molds, which are fungi like protists. Good. Yeah. So with this the questionnaire session is done. We will move on to the chapter Plant Kingdom. First we will look into the fundamental insights. What are the most appropriate questions that we can expect from Plant Kingdom? As I told you, of course, from core botany chapters we will get the questions mainly statement based and mostly on the examples. Okay. So first let us look into the fundamental insights beta. First is classification systems. We have three systems of classification: artificial system of classification, natural system of classification, phylogenetic system of classification, and then branches of taxonomy. We have three branches of taxonomy: numerical taxonomy, cytotaxonomy and chemotaxonomy, and then 5 divisions under plant kingdom. First division is Thallophyta. Under Thallophyta, algae comes under the kingdom Plantae. Second is Bryophyta, Pteridophyta, Gymnosperms, Angiosperms. Amongst these 5 divisions, tell me what are those divisions which are included under spermatophytes. 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 No. I will decode this. Okay. Spermatophytes. Sperma means seed. Seed bearing plants.
Gymnosperms and angiosperms.
Yeah, seed bearing plants. Includes gymnosperms and angiosperms, and algae, bryopterido comes under cryptogams. Okay, and at last plant life cycles, alternation of generations. We will look into this. This is the gist of the chapter, framework of this chapter. Let us look into this. See, cryptogams or non-flowering plants includes what? Algae, bryophytes and pteridophytes. Phanerogams, spermatophytes includes gymnosperms and angiosperms.
Does gymnosperms produce flowers?
Yes. Here you see classification systems. Okay. See, gymnosperms will have female cones and male cones. Flower is the reproductive structure, characteristic structure for angiosperms. Okay. Next, you can see some inflorescence types, but the flower, complete flower structure you will see in the angiosperms. Yes. Artificial system of classification. The proponents of artificial system of classification are Linnaeus and Aristotle. The classification is based on gross morphological characteristics, generally based on the habitat, color, number, shapes and leaves. Mainly the classification will be based on vegetative parts and andrecium structure. Okay. So, as equal importance is given both for the vegetative characters and the reproductive structures like andrecium structure. What happens is vegetative structures will keep on changing with the change in the habitat. Okay, same species living in 2 different habitats, the vegetative structures will be varying. So, that stood as the huge drawback for artificial system of classification. The drawback includes equal weightage given to both vegetative and sexual characteristics. Vegetative characters are easily affected by the environment. Okay. So, artificial system of classification is purely based on the gross morphological characters. Equal weightage is given to both vegetative and andrecium structure, vegetative characters and andrecium structure. Okay, that stood as huge drawback, and the proponents of this classification are Linnaeus and Aristotle. Next, natural system of classification. The proponents of natural system of classification includes Bentham and Hooker system of Bentham and Hooker, George Bentham and Joseph Dalton Hooker. So, what is natural system of classification? Purely based on natural affinities among organisms. Okay. Natural system of classification is based on the natural affinities of among organisms, which includes both internal structure and external morphology. Remember this one thing, that in our natural system of classification both internal structure and external morphology are considered. Internal structure includes what beta? Ultrastructure of the cell, anatomy, embryology and phytochemistry of the cell. Okay, all this comes under internal characteristics. And then phylogenetic system of classification. Phylogenetic system of classification proponents are Engler, Prandtl and Hutchinson. Okay, Takhtajan. These are different scientists who proposed the phylogenetic system of classification. In phylogenetic system of classification, both external characters are considered, internal characters are considered. Along with that, evolutionary relationships are also considered. Evolutionary relationships or phylogenetic relationships are considered. So, based on the evolutionary relationships between various organisms, the classification is made. Organisms belonging to same taxa, they have what? Common ancestor. Okay? Organisms belonging to the same taxa will have common ancestor. So, 3 systems of classification are clear to you now beta. Artificial system proposed by Linnaeus and Aristotle. What they have considered for classification? Morphological characters, vegetative and reproductive, have given equal weightage. Natural system proposed by Bentham and Hooker. Okay. And what did they consider? External morphology and internal structures as well. And third is phylogenetic system of classification proposed by Engler and Prantl, Hutchinson, Takhtajan. These were the proponents. And what did they consider? Evolutionary relationships, internal and external structures. Along with internal and external morphology, the evolutionary relationships are also considered. Clear, right? Yeah. Next is branches of taxonomy. Okay. First is numerical taxonomy. Numerical taxonomy is also called as phonetics. The major advantage of numerical taxonomy is hundreds of characters can be considered at a time by giving some numerical symbols plus minus signs. Okay. And the data is completely stored in the computers. So, all the observable characters are assigned with codes and numbers. Easily they are carried using computers. Each character is given what? Equal importance. Okay. As such, hundreds of characters are considered at the same time. Fine? Clear? This is about numerical taxonomy, which is also called as phonetics. Don't get confused between these two terms of phylogenetics and phonetics. Phonetics is the synonym for what? Numerical taxonomy. And then is cytotaxonomy. Cytotaxonomy is based on the cytological information like chromosomal number, chromosomal structure and behavior. Okay. Chromosomal number, structure and behavior. If along with these 3 options chromosome shape is given, you should not choose. Okay. Chromosome shape is not considered in cytotaxonomy. These 3 terms remember, because quite a times asked question. Okay. Cytotaxonomy based on chromosome number, structure and behavior. Chemotaxonomy is based on chemical constituents of the plant. Okay. Chemical constituents means those cellular constituents which are present inside the cell. Okay. Clear? Yeah. Now we will move on to the first division, that is algae, which comes under what? Thallophyta. Yeah. So, how can you describe algal bodies as chlorophyll bearing, simple, thalloid and autotrophic organisms? They are largely aquatic, which belongs to both the habitats, both freshwater, freshwater and marine. Okay. And so few of them will act as symbionts also. In lichens, algal component is called as what beta? Phycobiont. Okay, and it is just 5% of the total lichen, and it will provide food to the fungal component, that is mycobiont. And few of the algae will bear or present on the sloth bear, which provide camouflage activity. Okay, like it will prevent the sloth bear from predators. Okay, by giving what effect? Camouflage effect. Okay, wherein the algae is getting what? Shelter on the sloth bear, and sloth bear in turn is gifted with what? Preventing from the predators. Clear, right? This is about the basic habitat and general description of algae. And here algae, they are variable in shapes and sizes beta. This is important, take down. Okay, you can see unicellular algae like Chlamydomonas, colonial algae Volvox and Eudorina, filamentous algae like Eulothrix and Spirogyra, marine algae they form kelps. Okay, ectocarpus will form extensive bodies which are called as kelps, which form massive plant bodies in the marine water bodies. Okay, massive plant bodies are formed where? In the marine water bodies. Fine. And this one also you note down, which is not given in the NCERT. On sloth bear they gave, but what effect is not provided. This camouflage activity, just note down. After this you take down these examples as well. Once it is done, let me know. Done? Yeah. Next. So, here you can see unicellular Chlamydomonas, colonial volvox, multicellular filamentous Pyrogyra, and the extensive plant bodies in marine oceans like kelps. And now we will see vascular tissues are absent in the algae, totally vascular tissues are not present. Fine, they are non-vascular. Reproduction, if you have to see beta, vegetative mode of reproduction is through fragmentation, wherein from the main algal body small fragments will be disclosed from there, and each fragment will develop into a new thallus. That is the vegetative mode of reproduction which is operated in the algae. Second is asexual mode of reproduction. Asexual mode of reproduction, excuse me, is through asexual spores. Okay, asexual mode of reproduction is through asexual spores. Asexual spores include zoospores, aplanospores and hypnospores. Amongst these, what are motile? Zoospores are motile. Non-motile are aplanospores. These spores serve, or these spores are released during unfavorable conditions. Okay, with a strong cell wall coating. Okay, when favorable conditions resume back, they develop or they release into the new algae. Next is sexual mode of reproduction. Sex organs are unicellular, non-jacketed. If you move to little higher divisions like Bryophyta and Pteridophyta, you can see multicellular jacketed sex organs. But in algae you have unicellular, non-jacketed sex organs. And the sexual reproduction includes through three modes beta: isogamous, anisogamous and oogamous. Okay, you got the basic framework right on the reproduction of algae. Here we go. Asexual reproduction, motile I told you, zoospores. Yes, biflagellated zoospores. Aplanospores are non-motile, and the spores which are released during unfavorable conditions are called as what? Hypnospores. These are also non-motile. Clear, right?
Example for hypnospores?
Like usually in any algal bodies during unfavorable conditions, instead of aplanospores, hypnospores will be released. Clear? Based on the environmental conditions. Sexual reproduction. Okay, sexual reproduction is through three modes, right? One is isogamous, anisogamy, oogamous. Isogamous mode of sexual reproduction, where both the gametes, male and female gametes, are structurally and physiologically similar. Okay, male and female gametes are structurally and physiologically similar. Where motile isogamous, motile gametes you can see in the Eulothrix, non-motile you can see in Spirogyra. So here along with Eulothrix you can also add on the example, that is Chlamydomonas. Fine. And anisogamy, the change or the difference between male and female gamete either in the structure or in the physiology. Okay, dissimilarity is either in the structure or in the physiology. Best example is Eudorina. And then oogamous mode of sexual reproduction, wherein small motile male gamete will fuse with large non-motile female gamete. That is oogamous mode of sexual reproduction, which is operated in the higher class of the division algae. Higher class in the algal division is what? In our NCERT, Rhodophycean members. In Rhodophycean members usually oogamy will take place, and few of the chlorophyce and phaeophyce members also, like volvox and fucus. Volvox of green algae, fucus of brown algae, and polysiphonia of red algae. Most of the red algal members will have what? Oogamous mode of sexual reproduction only. And in red algae, post fertilization events also you can see, complex post fertilization events. That is a step of evolution to the next division, that is bryophytes. Okay. So, you are clear with the sexual reproduction, right? 3 modes of sexual reproduction, clear? Okay. Just take down the examples quickly. Clear, right? Any doubts anywhere, ma? Yeah. So, register these examples in your mind, very important, quite a times asked in your final NEET examination. Okay? Yeah. Next. Here you see, based on what basis classification is done, many a times asked question. On what basis? First is pigmentation, second flagellation, and then storage products, cell wall. On these basis, algal classification is done. Algae is classified into chlorophyce, that is green algae, phaeophyce, brown algae, rhodophyce, red algae. Okay, on what basis? Keep it in your mind. And next, chlorophyce. What are the general characteristics of chlorophycean members? They are mostly unicellular, colonial, filamentous green algae. Habitat is mostly fresh water. Okay. Pigmentation is grass green pigmentation due to what pigments dominance? Chlorophyll A, B in the chloroplast. Chloroplast organelle is present and chlorophyll A, B are present. Okay. Storage bodies includes pyrenoids. These pyrenoids are present inside the chloroplast only. Okay. And they contain what? Inside the pyrenoids they contain proteins besides starch, which means like they have both starch and proteins. Okay. Some green algae will have what? Oil droplets. Okay. Some green algae will have what? Oil droplets. Fine. So, any doubts here in the general characters? Easy, right? Yeah. Next. Cell wall. Cell wall, it has 2 layers of the cell wall. Outer rigid pectose layer and inner cell wall layer is cellulose. Okay. Cell wall is rigid. It has 2 layers of cell wall. Outer is what? Pectose, and inner layer is what? Cellulose. Next, reproduction, if you see, vegetative mode of reproduction, asexual and sexual mode of reproduction. First vegetative mode, we know that is fragmentation. Asexual mode of reproduction in green algae is through zoospores. These zoospores are released via zoosporangia. Okay. And sexual mode of reproduction is isogamous, anisogamous and oogamous. Isogamous mode, we have discussed already, volvox, flagellated gametes are there, Spirogyra, non-flagellate gametes. Eudorina has anisogamous mode of sexual reproduction. And oogamous under green algae it is, volvox is the example. Take down, whichever you have not written till now, you just take down those. Once it is done, let me know. Done? Next. So, we have different shapes of the chloroplast too. Chlamydomonas will have cup shaped chloroplast. Spirogyra will have spiral shaped or ribbon shaped chloroplast. Chara, which has discoid shaped chloroplast, and Volvox will have cup shaped chloroplast. Cup shaped only. Fine. These are different shapes of the chloroplast. And next is Phaeophyce. The general characteristics of Phaeophyce includes habitat, which is marine habitat. Habit, this shows great variation of both size and form, from simple branched filamentous forms like ectocarpus to profusely branched like kelps. Remember that. This you will observe in brown algal members only, which is Phaeophyce. Brown algae. Fine. And pigmentation, if you see chlorophyll A, C, carotenoids and xanthophylls, this is the pigmentation. And here if you see fucoxanthin, this is the major pigment of brown algae. This will give the colors from olive green to various shades of brown color. This will produce different colors from olive green to various shades of brown color. Till here it is clear, no? Any doubt anywhere, ma? No, right? Once you look into the general characteristics again, pigmentation is important. In Chlorophyce we have chlorophyll A and B. Here it is chlorophyll A and C. What are the storage bodies over there in Chlorophyce? Pyrenoids. Pyrenoids which are present inside the chloroplast. Okay. They store proteins besides starch, and oil droplets are also present. Here the extra peculiar or major pigment is fucoxanthin, okay, which gives olive green to various shades of brown color. Next, storage bodies. Storage bodies, here you see complex carbohydrates are present like laminarin and mannitol. Okay, complex carbohydrates, laminarin and mannitol. These are the storage bodies which you observe in the Phaeophycean members. Next, cell wall. Cell wall is cellulosic, whereas in Chlorophyce you can see outer wall layer pectose, inner layer is cellulose. Next, so here in Phaeophycean members, above the cellulosic cell wall, you have a hydrocolloid called as algin. Algin hydrocolloid is present above the cell wall, cellulosic cell wall, algin hydrocolloid is present. Reproduction here in Phaeophycean members include vegetative mode of reproduction, fragmentation, asexual through biflagellate zoospores, and sexual reproduction will be oogamous. We have learned the best example is what? Fucus. Okay, that is the example under sexual reproduction of Phaeophycean members. The gametes will float through water, motile male gametes and non-motile large female gamete, that is oogonium, will fuse away inside water. Okay, so clear with this? Okay. Here we go with 3 diagrams or the images that are given in our NCERT. Important, listen. First is laminaria. Laminaria, here you can see, hold fast, stipe and frond. Okay, whereas fucus, here you can observe only hold fast and frond. Okay, frond is having air bladders. These air bladders are called as pneumatocytes. Yeah, pneumatocytes. Fine. And here you can see dictyota. Dictyota just has stipe and frond. Okay, and here in the frond you can observe dichotomous branching. Dichotomous branching. Clear? Have you taken down? You can directly note down in your NCERT, it will be easy for your revision. Okay. Yes, Shamir, continue with the class. Yeah, clear? Next, Rhodophycean members. General characteristics, mostly they are multicellular, some will have a complex body organization. Habitat, if you see, they are mostly marine, they are found in warmer areas, high light intensity regions, they are close to what? Surface area, and they are also present in greater depth in the oceans. Okay, they are present close to the surface area and they are present deep in the oceans. Okay, pigmentation, if you see, they have chlorophyll A, D, R phycoerythrin and R phycocyanin. Though they are present deeper in the oceans, they can still conduct photosynthesis because they have some water soluble pigments like phycobilins. Phycobilins include what? phycoerythrin and phycocyanin. Note down the reason. Phycobilins. Because of which they can conduct the photosynthesis activity even they are in the greater depths inside the oceans. Clear? Next reserve food material is what beta? Floridian starch. In brown algae, what is the reserve food material? Laminarin and mannitol. In red algae, in green algae, what is the reserve food material? Pyrenoids, which has both proteins and starch. Clear till here? Any doubt anywhere beta? Yeah. Next. Cell wall. Cell wall in Rhodophyceae, if you see, Rhodophycean members include, cell wall composition includes cellulose, pectin and polysulfate esters. Cell wall includes cellulose, pectin and polysulfate esters. Hydrocolloids which cover up this cell wall are agar, carrageen and fumarate. These are the hydrocolloids. Fine. Cell wall includes cellulose, pectin, polysulfate esters, above which the hydrocolloid which is present includes agar or carrageen or fumarate. Okay. What is the hydrocolloid that you see in brown algae? I asked you what is the hydrocolloid that you see in the brown algae? Algin. In red algae it is agar. Hydrocolloid ray. Yeah. Next is reproduction. Vegetative mode of reproduction is fragmentation, asexual through non-motile spores. See, non-motile spores. Motile spores you can see both in Chlorophyceae and Phaeophyceae. Here you see both sexual reproduction is through non-motile gametes only, that is purely oogamous mode of sexual reproduction. Oogamous mode of sexual reproduction is observed, where female gamete you can see as carpogonium, male is spermatium, carpogonium and spermatium. Clear? Note down the names, important. Carpogonium and spermatium, oogamous mode of sexual reproduction, and here in red algae you can see post fertilization events, complex post fertilization events. Take down this point as well. Done? Yeah. So here you can see red algal members, Porphyra, Polysiphonia, Giladium, Gracilaria, all these are the red algal members. This is the comparative table which is in your NCERT, highly important. Keep how many ever star marks you want. Many a times the questions are asked from this table itself. Okay, every alternate year you can see a question from this table only. Okay, so here we learn it comparatively beta. Chlorophyceae, green algae, Phaeophyceae, brown algae, Rhodophyceae, red algae. Synonyms are clear, right? Pigmentation easy to remember. See, AB, chlorophyll AB, chlorophyll AC, chlorophyll AD. Okay. Here the extra peculiar pigment is what? Major pigmentation, fucoxanthin, which provides its various shades of olive green to brown color. And phycoerythrin is the major pigment that you see in the Rhodophycean members. Storage food is starch in pyrenoid bodies inside the chloroplast. Here it is mannitol and laminarin. Here Floridian starch in the red algal members, which shows structural similarity with glycogen in higher animals, amylopectin and glycogen. And here you see Chlorophycean cell wall is outer pectose and inner cellulose layer. Here in Phaeophyceae, cellulose, over which the hydrocolloid which is present is algin. Rhodophycean members, the cell wall composition is cellulose, pectin, polysulfate esters, above which it has what? Hydrocolloid which is agar, carrageen or fumarate. Flagellar members, here you see Chlorophyceae has 2 to 8 equal apical flagella. Phaeophycean members have 2 unequal lateral flagella, and Rhodophycean members doesn't have any flagella. And here you look into the habitat, all the 3 classes will have almost same habitat. Okay, just the Chlorophycean members are mostly observed in fresh waters, Phaeophyceae, Rhodophyceae mostly in the marine water bodies. That's it. Clear with the table? Okay, I'll give you 1 minute of time, just go through comparatively, fix it in your mind. Done? See, lastly, economic importance of algae. This is equally important, beta. Okay, very important segment of this division. First major importance of algae is algal photosynthesis, where half of the total carbon dioxide fixation on the earth is done by algae. Okay, half of the total carbon dioxide fixation is by algae. This increases the level of what? Dissolved oxygen. Okay, and algae acts as what? Primary producers, which forms the basis of food cycles for all the aquatic animals. Fine. And around 70 species of marine algae are used as food. Next, examples of the algal species which are used as food includes Porphyra, from which class of algae? Porphyra, red algae, good. Laminaria and Sargassum, brown algae, good. Food supplements, okay. Food supplements includes unicellular algae, chlorella and spirulina, okay. Hydrocolloids include what? Marine brown and red algae. Brown algae includes the hydrocolloid algin, red algae includes agar and carrageen. Agar and carrageen are commercially used. Gracilaria and Giladium, Gracilaria and Giladium, these are the algae which are used to extract the agar, which is the hydrocolloid. And how is this agar useful? They are used in the microbial cultures and preparation of ice creams and jellies. Important, okay. And rich source of iodine, kelps. Kelps are the rich source of iodine. For example, laminaria and fucus. Clear, right? Yeah. And this you see. Take down whichever points you don't have. Quick. If it is done, I will move on to the next slide. Done? Yeah. Here. Done? So, yes, with this we have done algae. Once you look into the life cycle, okay. Life cycle in algae, we have learned both asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. So, here you see asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Example we have taken here to learn the life cycle is Chlamydomonas. Chlamydomonas has haploid body, okay, haploid body. This undergoes mitosis, forms Chlamydomonas, many Chlamydomonas, zoosporangium. In zoosporangium, zoospores will be released. Each zoospore will develop into a mature Chlamydomonas. So, entire life cycle in asexual reproduction is haploid. Fixed, right? Next, asexual reproduction, if you see, first Chlamydomonas is haploid, okay, haploid body, and this develops into gametes, okay. Gametes will undergo fusion. As this is Chlamydomonas, what type of fusion? Isogamous. Okay, isogamous gametic fusion take place. After this gametic fusion, what happens? Diploid zygote will be formed. Okay, so the only diploid cell in the entire life cycle is zygote. Remember that. And here, what type of meiosis is happening, beta? Zygotic meiosis. Make a note of it. This is zygotic meiosis. Okay, after zygotic meiosis, the zoospores which are released out will develop into a mature Chlamydomonas. As the entire life cycle have haploid stages only, the only diploid stage is what, beta? Zygote. The only cell in the entire life cycle which is diploid is zygote. So, can we say this is haplontic life cycle? Yes. So, algae is having haplontic life cycle. Okay, haplontic life cycle. Of course, there are few exceptions like haplodiplontic life cycle you can see in Ectocarpus, diplontic life cycle you can see in Fucus. Okay, those exceptions we will look into later, but note down here only haplodiplontic life cycle. Good. Polysiphonia and Ectocarpus. Polysiphonia and Ectocarpus. As this is showing haplodiplontic life cycle, here zygotic meiosis will not happen, here sporic meiosis happens. Okay, and diplontic life cycle you can see, yes. Okay, diplontic life cycle is fucus. Clear? Understood? Okay, any doubts anywhere in complete algae division ma? Yeah. In our next class what we will do is, we will learn Bryophyta and Pteridophyta in detail with examples and classes under it, and then comparative analysis between bryophytes and pteridophytes. Priorly starting bryophytes, prior to that we will look into the all objectives which includes the introduction and algal division. Okay, and after bryo and pterido we will exercise those questions which includes the complete cryptogams. Okay, done? Any doubts here? Yes, that's all for today's session beta. Thank you.